we've got some predictions for 2022. They're calling it the year of the breach. A rash of personal data thefts suggests more people than ever will clamor for online security, privacy, and even anonymity in the new year, which is always a good thing. This is from PC Mag here. Let's read. Oh, this is interesting here. The likelihood that your information may be exposed to the dark web is high. Below are the average rates by data type. So we'll start from the lowest. The likelihood that your social security number will end up on the dark web, 7%. Driver's license, that likelihood, your license number, 10%. Your phone number, 74%. Well, mine, it's like 100. Everyone and their dog has my phone number, apparently. Uh, so email, 80%. That's not a surprise there. So let's read this. An October report from the nonprofit Identity Theft Resource Center, or the ITRC, showed that the number of breaches that had taken place by September 30th, 2021 had already exceeded the total from the year before, and that's only reported breaches. Above is a breakdown of personal info percentages sourced from such breaches, waiting to be used by bad actors on the dark web. The security company Lookout, not to be confused with Outlook, which is not a security company, has issued some predictions as we head into 2022. It uses that ITRC report and others, plus a survey of 2,000 people conducted in November, to extrapolate what's going to happen. Most of it isn't looking good. This stuff is becoming more prevalent. It seems like every month there's a giant data breach or something similar that happens to some large company. In breaches experienced by massive corporations this year alone, 281 million people were affected. That's almost the population of the U.S. And we still have a week to go. Lookout expects, and that I keep expecting to read Lookout wrong because that's how my brain works. Lookout expects that number will go up in 2022. Quote, bad actors will increasingly steal important personal and financial information by compromising consumers' online accounts. The compromises happen when a breach gives cyber thieves enough info to work with, especially if the victims use the same passwords over and over on different sites. Don't do that. Tomorrow we're going to talk about some some of my tech resolutions for the new year for that I think are just a good idea for everybody. So tune in tomorrow for that. But yes, don't use the same password everywhere. Stop it. They actually say here, stop doing this. People also admitted in the Lookout survey to using passwords with personal information embedded, such as birthdays and hometowns, info that's easily scraped by hackers by looking at social media. So, bad actors also may employ SIM swapping schemes to take over your mobile phone number and intercept multi-factor authentication codes. Look into multi-factor. We may talk about that tomorrow. Always a good idea. A Canadian teen got arrested for using that attack to steal $36 million in cryptocurrency. We're going to read through that story in a minute because, if nothing else, it's just very interesting. And maybe some ways you can protect yourself from that. But we're going to read through that in just a minute. Let's finish this first. That's another section of Lookout's report. Cryptocurrency is also going to become more mainstream as more of us understand it. It's not that hard, it turns out. And that means scams to steal all that blockchain money are going to flourish. The FTC says the median loss from crypto scams from October 2020 to May 21 was $1,900 per person who reported a loss, but that totaled $80 million. That's roughly that's 1,000% higher than losses during the same period a year before. Well, crypto is worth more than it was the year before. Read our helpful how to avoid cryptocurrency scams for a backgrounder. We're going to open that for later. There's more in Lookout's report, such as a look at how people can't really identify scams. Only 61% of respondents could tell a deepfake Tom Cruise apart from the real one in a video, as an example. And how IoT, Internet of Things devices will be a vector for attack. Yes, I think it's a terrible idea to have so many devices in your home that have network access. You know, you got your fridge, your microwave. Some of these have cameras on them. I don't actually know if I've seen a microwave, but you've got, a refrigerator, other large appliances, washer and dryer. It's just terrible. Then you've got your virtual assistants all over the place that are listening to you, not to mention your phones. It's just asking for some sort of breach in your home network. Let's see, and IoT. Yeah, on the upside, it also discussed how the desire for privacy and anonymity is going to grow, with companies including Apple and Google already making some such moves along, push that along. Maybe things aren't as dark as they seem. This is a good video explaining passwords and how to create a strong password. I recommend you watch it. It's going to be at the bottom of the article, so that'll be linked. Watch that video. The other story here. The other story here is this Canadian teen arrested for SIM swapping attack that looted $36 million. So we're not going to read this whole thing, but let's see. This is currently the biggest cryptocurrency theft reported from one person, Hamilton police said earlier this year. Police in Europe arrested 10 suspects for collectively stealing 100 billion in cryptocurrency through SIM swapping. Let's see. This is where it gets into the meat of how it happened. The Canadian teen allegedly targeted a victim in the U.S. Details about the SIM swap attack were not revealed, but they often involve tricking a cellular provider to handing over access to the victim's cell phone number. To pull this off, the attacker will first try to learn personal details about the victim's background, such as ID numbers, address, and birth date, and then try to impersonate them. If the cellular provider falls for the trick, it'll then duplicate a new SIM card registered to the victim's phone number, which can be plugged into a smartphone. Excuse me. The attack can be particularly devastating because mobile phone numbers are often used to receive one-time passcodes for a login in the reset of password for an online account. In this case, the Canadian teen used the SIM swap attack to do just that by intercepting the two-factor authentication code used to log into the victim's cryptocurrency accounts. The news underscores that it's best to avoid using two-factor authentication systems that rely on SMS to send you the one-time passcode. Instead, install an authenticator app. So, that's that story. Now you know what that was about. It's very interesting. Be careful, obviously, with crypto. Lots of scams out there for crypto. This wasn't really a crypto scam. This person just got basically robbed. So there's that. Those security protections for 2022. Be on your toes for this kind of thing. And definitely tune in tomorrow for the video about my best resolutions for your technology in that sense for next year. So tune in for that. Thanks for watching today, and hope you have a good one.